Dawn Rickabaugh with NoQueen.com, and I wanted to invite you to the Property and Paper Summit that I'm having up at Lake Tahoe, and I thought it might just be fun for you to ride along with me. So catch you up at the lake. I'll see you in a minute. Thanks. Alright, looks like we made it. Let's go check out the venue. Right behind me are the studio apartments. This place is kind of like a blend between townhomes, condos that are permanent residence to people, and also kind of functions as a hotel. So it's a little bit different of a venue, and I think you'll like it. So let's check it out. So this is on the way to the beach where all the action is, but you can see it's a really nice, there's a variety of places that are really beautiful to stay at. Pavilion where not only our meeting room is down on the first level, but on the second level you can see the deck where we'll have all our meals and where the networking will happen. You know, there are 3 lakefront townhomes that I've reserved, and there's several rooms still available for that. If you want, you'll have a private room. It'll be shared living space, but it'll be right next to the venue and right here on the lake, and it's a great way to really get to know people. So you can check on that. I only have a few available though. I hope you're going to be able to join me here at the Property and Paper Summit. Not only is this just gorgeous, right? Lake Tahoe is just amazing. But we're going to cover a lot of important material. We're going to learn the dance, what I call the dance between property and paper, that allows us to unplug from the wealth siphoning activities of Washington and Wall Street and empower ourselves to create financial solutions. A lot of investors and professionals, they understand how to convert property into cash. They don't understand how to convert note into cash. And so that's a big piece of the puzzle that most investors and real estate professionals are missing. So that's the piece I want to fill in for people, because once we can gracefully do this dance and move from property to notes to cash to property to notes to cash, backwards and forwards and inside and out, once we know that, we create more we can solve more problems and create more financial solutions, just one mom and pop to another. And I think, you know, it's just so important that as real estate investors and as real estate professionals, we learn to solve problems and make people money, right? And most people just don't get that discounted note space. So what we're going to talk about here at the Property and Paper Summit, a lot of it's going to be about paper and how property and paper dance, right? So when we're talking about buying and selling property, it's going to be very heavily focused on owner financing. I never ask a bank for permission to close. So either I buy cash or, once in a while I get a private money partner, but most of the time I get seller financing when I'm buying and selling real estate. Then we're going to talk about notes. How do you create and sell a good owner carry note? When you carry paper on property that you sell, what's going to make that note worth holding or selling? How do you get liquid cash out of that note? There's a lot. We're also going to talk about non-performing notes. Now, I don't personally get involved in institutional paper at all. You know, there's a lot of bank product being dumped, whether it's non-performing notes or REOs. That's not my space. And so to cover that, that's really important for a lot of people. There's a lot of interest in that, but there's also a lot of hype. And so what I want you to have is the no BS, the real deal, true vision on what's happening in the non-performing note space. And to help me do that is Sabrina Hawkins. She's been a guru in this space for a long time. She knows her stuff, and she's not going to tell you anything but the real deal. And so she's going to be a very powerful part of our conference. Besides just owner financing and notes, performing and non-performing, private and institutional paper, we're also going to talk about how do you do these things without paying taxes, without legally paying taxes. How do we keep more money in our pockets so we can do good for our families and our communities? So we're going to have Quincy, Fitzy Long from Quest IRA, and he's going to be here to help us tighten up some understanding of how to use tax deferred and tax exempt vehicles. And we're going to have Walter Wofford, who is, boy, he does a lot of stuff, but he has got some amazing perspective and programs that he's developed in his town of Jackson, Mississippi, where he's created affordable housing through this dance between property and paper. The surprise that I'm excited about is Sherry Hill. Now, a lot of people know Robert Kiyosaki's book, Rich Dad Poor Dad. Well, she's the one he's talking about in his book, and she lives here in Reno, so she's going to be here. She's worked with so many investors, and Robert Allen, and Robert Kiyosaki, and a lot of big names that you'd recognize. And so to me, she's kind of a celebrity, and I'm really excited that she's going to be here to talk about tax planning, entity formation, business strategies. That's going to be a really special thing just because she's local here. So that's quite a lineup of people. I'm also going to have Abby Shemish. He's going to tell us the real deal about what it's like to basically kick ass as a note broker. I personally don't like to broker notes. I like to invest and hold with my financial friends, but he makes a really good living just brokering notes, and he's going to be here to tell us exactly what it takes to really make it. It's the equivalent of, a lot of people know about wholesaling properties. Well, to be a note broker, you're basically just wholesaling notes. So that's an important piece of the puzzle that should really round out your understanding that by the time you leave on day 2, you should have your head just bulging with ideas for how you can expand the way you function in your market. So please join me at the Property and Paper Summit. I really look forward to meeting you, sharing these important ideas. Take care.